What is essential to have in your fridge at all times? Having just condiments is pretty sad. But not having condiments at all is a whole different level of low. A strange jar of something completely unlabeled and hidden toward the back. It stays there for years and keeps people guessing. If you're a type 1 diabetic, a nicely chilled stockpile of insulin ***. Some kinda hot sauce. I go for Cholula and Sriracha. Yo, I'm very aware you don't need them in the fridge to stay good. Also, thanks for the recommendations, everyone. Carrots. Just because. Leftovers that I will never actually eat. What feels like a sin, but isn't. Saying to the barber that you don't like your haircut. Getting a food sample and listening to the person talk about what's in that food sample and how they made it and what's on sale, and then not buying the product. Walking on freshly mopped floor. Cheating in a single-player video game. Especially if the game knows. Eating a pomegranate naked in your bathtub. These days, a single cough or sneeze. What video game would you wish to play again for the first time? The Star Wars KOTOR games. I've played them both way too many times. BioShock. Metal Gear Solid. Portal, followed by Portal 2. I'm going way old. The original missed edited to add. Thanks for the awards. My first ones. Half-Life back in the early 2000s. If you could fill a pool with anything other than water and money, what would you pick and why? Fuck. If we're allowed to fill it with precious stones because it's not money, then the answer is pretty obvious. It's mango pulp. All of the people I hate. Then I take the ladder out like in The Sims. Those pretty rocks they sell at tourist places. You know how good it feels to stick your hand in the bin of those things? Imagine that, but your whole body. The longest, most gigantic, and most extreme Hot Wheels racing track. Mercury. The metal. The density is so high that you'd basically only sink to your knees. I want to try and stand. Obviously precautions would need to be taken to prevent poisoning myself. But hey, I've got a pool full of elementary mercury. Saffron. That stuff is crazy expensive. If you could add any sport, no matter how ridiculous, to the Olympic Games, which sport would you pick? Bring back tug of war. Mounted archery would be really cool. Hide and seek. I'd win gold if it existed, but instead I work retail and was born in the wrong universe. Dodgeball. Street hockey. Just like hockey but with roller skates. Some pads. And a ball. Field hockey doesn't count. It should have the same concept as regular ice hockey. I do not remember the name of a game. But the one where people chase cheese down the hill. It's hilarious. I'd be a #1 fan. What screams, I need attention? Probably people who write fake stories on our entitled parents just so they get onto YT for a few minutes. I'm leaving. Then not leaving until someone acknowledges you. Vague booking on Facebook. Posting something like, worst day of my life, with no explanation. Obnoxiously loud exhaust on piece of crap cars and lifted trucks. Grown people doing the baby voice to get what they want. A baby with a dirty diaper. What's something a lot of people do, but don't realize it's shrinking their life expectancy? Fuck up their sleep schedule. Tension caused by worrying about things beyond our control. Getting stressed out. What I got from this thread is that I'm dying sooner than I expected. Sitting too much. Our bodies are not built for the insanely sedentary lives we live. Even many of us who are relatively active spend most of the day sitting at a desk at the office in Then sitting on a couch, gaming chair, whatever all night. Having a birthday. What's a job that sounds cool but actually sucks? Zookeepers. Most people think that they get to play with exotic animals all day, when for 99% of the day all they do is clean up after them. A zookeeper once said to me, "We have so many applicants who have a completely wrong idea of what we are doing. We are actually like cleaners for animals." Veterinarian. You think it's all cute and cuddly animals, but instead it's pissed off owners and sick, dying creatures all day long. Video game tester. You spend all day doing the same task over and over trying to glitch it while getting paid peanuts. AAA video game developer. It's difficult to break into. Stressful. Requires long hours without overtime pay. All-nighters sometimes. And you'll be compensated less than you're worth. Many studios have free food, snacks, and unlimited coffee. But that's just to get more work out of you. If you're married, a wedding ring can reduce your chances for hire. You'll want to take it off for an interview. Developers with spouses, dependents, or an active social life are less likely to work 80+ hours per week. The bias is unspoken but real. You're considered a industry veteran after just a few years because burnout is expected. Complete mental breakdowns sometimes. Self-medicating is a common way to cope. Lots of places even let you day drink at your desk. If you survive long enough to launch your successful title, you'll face post-launch layoffs and may have to look for another job. There's a good chance your stock options haven't vested yet either. If you're a woman. The recent news. https://the-activision-blizzard-lawsuit-fallout-is-18473508882. About Blizzard's culture isn't an isolated case. You have to really be passionate about game development or else it's pretty miserable. From what I hear, an adult star. The control tower guy at air bases. The percentage of suicides of that job are super high. What's something that's been romanticized but actually kind of sucks? First dates. Sometimes it feels like a job interview. We went horseback riding in the ocean during our honeymoon. I was imagining the sea salt smell and wind whipping my hair out romantically. What I got was a bunch of horseshit floating all around us. Suffering and sacrifice. The Victorian era. Poverty was ruthless and everything was always covered in, at least, a thin layer of horseshit. It was brutality wrapped in a facade of manners and righteousness. But, the poop. The Renaissance period. Lots of gross there. The guy from Into the Wild and his journey that led him to a gruesome death.
Subscribe, my brothers.